Welcome back to my channel, Lotus the Sage. I'm Lotus. Today we're going to do a reading about your current challenges and your future outcomes. We're going to do a 7-card spread. The cards have been shuffled. I have not seen the cards yet. As per usual, I'll lay them out in the spread and we'll see what they got to say about your current challenges and future outcomes. Okay, my first succulent pile. Your first position is personal challenges, your personal challenges right now, relationship challenges right now, what holds you back, what motivates you, where will I get support, where will you get support, what decisions do I need to make based on the above, and this is the possible outcome. Okay, let's get into your spread. So as I said, the first position is personal challenges right now. I have the self-forgiveness oracle deck for positions 1 and 3. The third position is what holds you back, just to get a little extra insight, and then a little extra insight for your outcome. All right, let's see what we start off with. I forgive myself for sharing my love with the expectation of something in return. I choose to believe that love does not need to be directly transactional, and that when I give without expectation, I allow myself to receive from multiple sources. Feeling an imbalance in your environment when it comes to the weight of effort or consistency in your life with the people who you engage with. This giving of yours is only from a place of love and wanting. There are times when you're feeling unheard or not supported by your 3D friends, the people who are living here on earth right now. And when you really need them or really need that ear, more times than not, it ends up feeling, or timing seems to present you with this opportunity to not have any contact with them. And it's bringing me back to this saying of the ironic thing about loneliness is when you do feel at your loneliness is when you actually need to be alone. You know, that fear of not getting what you wanted in some respect, I feel like it still comes back to a sense of abandonment. If we're trying to narrow down the word within the many variables that this could be when it comes to abandonment from love, from caring, of showing love in a certain way, expecting something because that's the way that you show love. And if it's not received in that same way, it may feel like it's not even or reciprocal. Maybe there's a conversation that needs to be had. Maybe there's a new perspective that needs to be had. So they're asking you to choose to believe that it doesn't always have to be directly transactional. If you allow yourself to receive from multiple sources, you will be fulfilled. Mother of Wands, Creator, and that's that Queen of Wands. I feel like they're trying to tell you to hone in on the amount of abundant love energy you already carry. This amazing life force that is already within you, reason why you have so much to give. Not everybody has your amount or capacity to fill up in the way that you do. And that's a rare cup to find a duplicate of or something that complements. When it feels like you compliment everybody, but you're like, who compliments me? That's an interesting feeling, and again, I'm very familiar with that sentiment. But there is something that's really magnetic and beautiful, magical about you. I feel that there is a possibility, there could be a little bit of lingering ego attached to that when it comes to okay, so how do I word this? It's like the confidence that I do not want you to take away from. I don't want you to lose that sureness of self. I don't want you to feel that there's any higher or lower than. And I feel that at times when your emotions kick in, you put yourself at a higher perspective in a lower vibration, mind you, that leads with ego. So, and this is not always, don't get me wrong, but you have those flashes of coming into this energy of retaliating in a way that projects a sense of abandonment again. And that's coming back to, I'm so hurt that I'm going to feel the need to put you down or that thing or person down first before I decide to look at what my contribution was to this feeling. That's not always, but I do want you to keep that in mind. They're bringing that up for me. I'm sorry that took me so long to get out. Okay, so what's your relationship challenge? And this can be in any type of relationship. Six of Cups, happiness. If this is a challenge right now, then that means like that reciprocity again. That's the same thing that we were talking about. That reciprocity of what you're feeling. That's the challenge now, being able to give without the expectation of receiving. And knowing what your limit is, what your boundary is within that giving, right? Because you want this equal balance, how much is equal for your best friend, your mother, your boss, your colleague? There are times when, in my opinion, there are varying degrees of fullness when it comes to filling these cups. You have to meet the person, they're asking you to meet the person where they meet you. If you choose and want to give more, know that that is of your own volition, and nothing should be expected because you chose to give that. But if you continuously keep over giving from your perspective of your boundary, then that's how that can be a challenge for you. So create the boundaries that are very clear for you in the sense of giving with the different people in your life. Know where that cap is, so to speak, and then you'll feel equally balanced and restored and in an even give and take. Beautiful ebb and flow with the people in your life. Okay, let's go into what holds you back. I forgive myself for being afraid of what may happen should I communicate how I really feel. And there it is. And that's what I was talking about, that communication earlier. There has to be a talk about how you give and exchange love, time, effort, energy. And your spirit is asking you to forgive yourself for being afraid of being able to express that in the moment without it being too heavily weighted in emotions. So now they're asking you to choose to believe that when you communicate lovingly, life hears your call and sets a plan in motion to support you in the realization of your dreams. That's what's holding you back, is the being afraid to communicate. So when you communicate, like again, with that loving energy that you already embody, life hears you. And then it sets that intention and energy in motion for that to realize into your temporal reality, to actualize, into your temporal reality. Oh, look at that. 2 of Cups. That's exactly right. That's what's holding you back, is that expression of love, the expression and communication of how you're feeling. Of maybe there's a person that you're actually wanting to give more to, and you feel somehow restricted and not able to share all of what you'd really truly desire with this person or thing. It's leaning more towards a person, but please let this resonate where it sits. Don't necessarily make the story that they're giving me as the analogy be the end all. There can be so many variables on how this love and communication actually plays in your life. But the 6 of Cups, this 2 of Cups, this forgiving yourself for sharing love with the expectation of something in return. There is always a need or want to have that expectation in return, but it's about the energetic impulse of where it comes from. If we're coming from a place of abandonment, we're still, as much as we want that, that's what it is. It ends up being something that we're grabbing and clutching onto, grasping onto, which doesn't come from a place of freedom. That love needs to be free and open, balanced. Yeah, free and open, exactly like the birds on the top of this cup here. What motivates you? Ten of Swords, ruin. Really, pile one? Really, ruin is what motivates you? You're so funny. I get it. You're not alone on that end for many. You might be one of those people that has to hit a certain type of rock bottom for you to realize some either hidden potentials or for situations in your life to change and shift. But you also do like to have things come to a full completion, to find the endings of things, to find the solutions of things, to put things to rest and to bed. That's what motivates you, is completion of finishing cycles. It's the understanding, it's the wisdom gained from the end of cycles. And however that may come, if that comes in a type of ruin, so to speak, as in things just crumble and shit hit the fan and life just got frickin' real, you know? Or it comes in the sense of this was a natural completion and ending of the cycle, and the perspective has now altered based on my new knowledge of this completion, my new knowledge from this completion. Okay, interesting. The main goal right now here, that personal challenge, right, is to allow yourself that openness within your own boundaries of giving as much as you can give, but meeting people how they can give to you. And then only if you have an overflow and a choice to want to give more, reminding yourself that is your choice and nothing should be expected. What's holding you back is that communication. The communication of feelings, thoughts, boundaries, what you're feeling about this, how you're feeling not balanced or received or seen or appreciated. Speaking lovingly for you to come to this completion of this cycle for you, of this lack of clarity when it comes to emotional boundaries and emotional communication. Finding the solutions. Where will you get support? The moon and the dreams. That's from your intuition, from your dreams possibly. Keep note of your dreams. From the water, from nighttime, quiet time. When you're meditating, a Cancer or Pisces may be significant. It feels like you're going to get support in your meditations and in your quiet time. I feel with your guides and your spirits are with you in those moments of stillness. Your dream time, you're receiving downloads and activations. You are exploring also to receive answers on how to move forward. Significant letters that have popped up are K, Q, U, M, J, S. Those could be initials of people involved or persons involved. Other signs that are significant are Scorpio and Gemini, out of the ones I haven't said. You may have fire in your chart in a significant placement. Just some extra pieces of info that just popped up. Okay, let's see. What decisions do you need to make based on the final possible outcome? Independence. The more you learn to feed yourself on the inside and care for the inner child, the more freestanding you become. Help me feed and love this inner child, dear Lord. And the Ace of Stones, abundance. It's that practical new start of independence, of trusting the self, of being your own lover, You know, you need to make the decision to choose you. To choose what you want, you know. And it feels there's an energy of complying, and they're giving me sacrifice. I feel like sacrifice is a heavier word, but it feels like you've been sacrificing a part of yourself to appease. And like I said in the beginning, like I'm complementary, I fit with everybody else, but who fits with me? And I feel like it has brought you to a place of ruin, so to speak, you know, in this thought process, a place of ruin, being like, this is not working for me anymore. Which is why I said that you probably get to a certain place of rock bottom before you allow yourself to really make that change. And that's sometimes great, because some people don't even make that effort. You're giving it freaking 10 times some effort, some chances to some people, until you're really like, okay, how do I change this? And this change has to come from the perspective of how you give and receive love. And that's feeding that inner child of that abandonment wound. The possible future outcome. Oh my God. In this deck, they have a blank card, which is the unknown. Okay, zan zan zan. Then we have responsibility. I'm going to read out of the book for this one. Responsibility is ultimately defined as taking control of your own journey. It is knowing what your role is and making steps to live that life. Responsibility is not about blaming others or holding them accountable, but acknowledging what your part was in the situation and learning from the experience, which is exactly what we had already talked about, right? Is knowing what our part was in this feeling, the responsibility, and that where you will end up is unknown, because you're going to create this beautiful, new, abundant, independent, intuitive, new start when it comes to your emotional relationships, when it comes to any of your relationships for that matter. Okay, let's see what the Kipper deck says. You have a lot about love, I'm telling you. Courtship. Unexpected income, abundance. Wealthy man. Look at you. Okay. Pile 1, get it. Fuck, damn. I used to get me into this pile 1. Holy moly. This unknown, no wonder. There's this interesting responsibility of self. Like once you get to this place of this independent, intuitive, accountable, and release some of this abandonment wound, that boundary that you set, you know, this is what comes in for you, this unknowable. This is a sneak peek into your unknowable, this courtship and unexpected wealth, whether that be an actual financial wealth. It feels like both. You get like a wealthy dude that freaking loves you off. Like, what? What? Oh my goodness. That's freaking fun. Okay, so future outcomes. Yo, when this materializes in your world, you need to hit a sister up and let me know how this played out for you. Oh man, this is exciting. It's exciting. Like, I know how you're feeling though. I know what this energy is, and trust and have faith in this, that when I communicate lovingly, life hears my call and sets a plan in motion to support me in the realizations of my desires. That desires is independence of self and independence of love and interconnectivity and interdependence of you and partner, people, work, life. Yes. I love that. Oh my goodness. Okay, part 1. I hope that was helpful, informative, and it gave you some confidence to allow you to step forward with this communication. Sending you all of my love. Keep watering your lives, my beautiful budding flowers. Until next time, this is Lotus. Ciao. Hello, pile 2. Hello, my second succulent pile. This is your reading about current challenges and future outcomes. We're going to do a 7-card spread, and I'm going to lay out the spread first, and then I will tell you which positions are for what. Okay, so we have in position number 1 is your personal challenges right now. Position number 2, relationship challenges right now. What's holding you back? What motivates you? Where will you get support? What decisions do you need to make based on the above? And this is the future possible outcome. Special extra guidance is underneath 1, 3, 6, and the last card. All right, so let's get into your personal challenges right now. This position with the Self-Forgiveness Oracle deck will be the heaviest emphasis on what ends up being told to us in this reading. Personal challenges right now. I forgive myself for creating pressure to embody a rigid version of myself that is unnatural to me. I choose to believe that I am a multidimensional being that cannot be fully defined, as I am reconfiguring and expanding in every moment. If your personal challenge right now is the forgiveness of trying to fit into something that wasn't even you, that didn't feel great, but you just felt for some reason that's what had to be done, or that's what's accepted, or that's the way to get ahead. They're asking you to believe in the beautiful multidimensional being that you are, and that you cannot be defined, and nor should you try to define yourself by one specific thing, because you are a forever evolving, expanding source of energy. So that challenge is just to forgive yourself for that rigid version of yourself, for any of those moments where you look back and you're like, who the heck was that person? Why did I? Remember, you would not even be the person you are looking at this reading today if it wasn't for that version of you. Thank that person. Thank them for allowing them to help you get here. 6 of Pentacles, that's right, that balance. That version of you helped you out. That's the challenge, is to balance out that energy within yourself of taking the experiences from the molds, the old molds of yourself, the old versions of yourself, to give back to yourself now, to complete this wholeness picture you have based on past experiences, wisdom gained, information attained. Maybe there was this version of you that ended up playing the high roller. For example, they're giving me this example of like high school. I don't know why, but in high school, maybe that's where a lot of these hierarchies get to play out for the first times for a lot of people. And when you, let's say, befriend a group of people who are wealthier than you, or have things that come just a little bit more easy when it comes to the material plane, and you try to keep up with the Joneses, in other words, this is what it's sort of making me feel like. You are putting yourself in this place of like spending and doing this and doing this. In all truth, this is not really like what you like to do. You participated in something because those are your friends, or this is what they do, or like there's a sense of fragility within this, a sense of giving up some of your power to follow along, when you in actuality are your own leader. You were dimming, for sure, dimming your light. This is a perfect example of that phrase, dimming your light to fit in. That's what you just did. That's what you were doing. Your relationship challenges right now, in whatever area of relationship this may sit. We have 5 of Wands. Okay. Competitive. A little bit of a battle with the 5 of Wands is that there's like a conflict, right? There's a clashing of wits, of personality. It's making me feel a competitive, healthy competition, to allow yourself to level up using the people and experiences around you to aid, like we talked about in the different molds of your past selves, right? So you're getting information by banter, conversation, altercations, experiences, events, conversations, etc. So if your relationship challenge right now is this battling, you always feel like you're sort of battling to one up or to fit in, get rid of it. Get rid of that rigid version of yourself. And the fear for you may be that I don't want to be alone. And that, again, might be this theme that seems to be coming up in today's reading about abandonment, about feeling alone and abandoned and left out. It's more like the feeling of, instead of being like physically left out of things or being invited to things in that sense, it's like I don't have anybody that resonates with me in here. And these are the closest people, or I haven't met anybody that truly resonates with me in here in a long time. And these people have been around, so they're familiar to me. I can understand, I know how to navigate amongst them, this healthy competition, this banter, right? But it's not you, though. Spirit is saying that it's not you. You have so many facets of yourself. Why stick to just the one when you can be a fully explorative soul, which is what your soul's calling you to do, is to explore, to expand. What's holding you back? Let's see. I forgive myself for fearing I may become complacent should I celebrate and enjoy my accomplishments. I choose to believe that celebration incites powerful presence that perpetuates joy and allows effortless alignment with my highest potential. There's two things that I'm getting. I'm getting that this fear of, as they're talking about, for fear I may become complacent should I celebrate and enjoy my accomplishments. This dimming your light of what I was talking about, the perfect phrase for your reading, is exactly that. I feel that you may feel that you can't celebrate and enjoy your accomplishments because there's nobody really to enjoy the things that really light you up. And you also don't want to come across any type of way. Again, just dimming yourself so that you're not perceived in a certain way, or that you are perceived in a certain way. They want you to believe that celebrating incites powerful presence that perpetuates joy. Joy of yourself, joy of your life, joy of your journey. Allows effortless alignment with your highest potential. Celebrate what you like. And if for the time being you need to be a little bit more solitary, allow for that new type of celebration with self. Rediscovering what that happiness is of being your true, authentic, beautiful soul. Oh man, yeah, that strength. You have the strength, so don't think that you don't. You have the strength to not succumb to that belief of resting on your laurels. You don't want to, so then don't. That's it. You've made up your mind. Allow yourself to feel your joy. Shine your light. Shine it bright. What motivates you? 3 of Cups. Look at this. Celebration. Camaraderie. Friendship. Love. Reunion. Communication. Joyful communication. Party. You know, that's what's motivating you, is this wanting to come together with like-minded souls to find your tribe, for you to be able to shine your true authentic self and not be afraid of how you'll be perceived or feeling persecuted in a sense for being different, feeling like you have jealous eyes or envious eyes on you. It's of sharing of like minds too, and same thing, that balance of that give and take. You want something that feeds you in more aspects than one. Back to this multi-dimensional, beautiful human being that's wanting to expand with like-minded souls now, instead of the competition and envy phase of friendships or types of friendships. You want a lot more harmonious moving forward. Amazing. Where will I get support? Where will you get support? Ace of Wands. Beautiful. From your actions, from making movements, from doing things your own way, from the creative sparks that Spirit illuminates within you or nudges you with. from your own divine creative life force, from the initiation of those brilliant ideas. That's where support comes. Once you start making steps towards this new connections, these new type of connections, this new perception of self, this exploration, allowance of the exploration of self, this is when the support comes in, because your light will be shining so damn bright, your peeps will come running, dancing, I should say. They will come dancing towards you to be like, hey, there you are. I didn't see you over there. How have you been there? Did you just turn that light on? I see you now. I love that. That's amazing. Okay. What decisions do you have to make based off of the possible outcome? Positivity. If you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in even the hardest situations. And that's what they're asking you to remind yourself of, that joy that's coming in, that can be coming in, that can be your reality. The positivity within yourself, and knowing that you're this beautiful multidimensional being that does not need to be categorized or caged into this particular type of energy or frequency or connections. That you have this strength and this fearless ability to celebrate and enjoy your accomplishments without guilt, without shame. Then you have the King of Swords. Clarity, emotions taken out, understanding, wisdom. It's making the decision to choose to explore your full self now. Same message came out in pile 1, to choose yourself, to choose this multi-dimensional version of yourself, this generous, multifaceted, intelligent, beautiful being that's amazingly strong and incredibly gifted at putting thought into action and keeping grounded and emotionally centered whilst doing it. Hence why you've even been able to withstand this particular game for so long. It's time for you to go. That's what I heard. Like, okay, ladoscato, like it's time for you to be like, I know what I'm doing. Like this King of Swords right here is like, yo, he's like posing up on his throne. Leg ready, about to go though, ready to give a quick response, answer. I know what I'm doing. What do you need? I need to go. I have stuff to do, things to accomplish. Just living your full self. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's see the possible outcome. The Four of Cups. In this deck, it feels specifically a very beautiful divine offering from Source Spirit. And again, if you're seeing those 3 cups on the bottom there, excuse me, sorry. If you're seeing these 3 cups on the bottom here, you know, it's reminding me of this 3 of Cups. I've indulged in this now. I've indulged in this. I've gotten my tribe. I've found them. I've knowing which direction I'm headed. That leads me into this inspiration where the support is, right? That inspiration, divine comes in when you move forward towards that which you've done. Here, divine comes forward and offers you up what? Beautiful, emotional new beginnings, fulfilling connections, new starts, balance. Exactly, brings in balance. Balance of the things that were missing in your life, that you were not allowing yourself to fully embrace in yourself. Balance is often defined as a set of scales which are only in balance when both sides are equal. Balance in life is not this simple. If you think all aspects of life need to be equal for balance, then imagine spending 12 hours at work and 12 hours at home. It's reevaluation time. Time to throw out those things that no longer serve you. It's a tricky time because you never know what you may need for later on. For now, the energy involved in maintaining some relationships is too much for you. You are consumed with keeping everyone else happy, and this is taking its toll on you. What did we talk about? Making everybody else happy but yourself. Fitting in for everybody else. put friends and relationships in storage if you need to. Don't dispose of them. Just put them aside for a while and see what happens. In most cases, you will forget you even had them, while the important ones will understand and will wait till you get back to them. Find balance of people in your life who don't require too much maintenance. Make time in your life to allow these people to enhance your life and give you the love and attention that should rightfully be yours, which is exactly what we talked about with this Three of Cups here. Because you enter this and you embrace this, Spirit comes in, boom, to bring in that balance, which is what you're doing. Oh, I love how this just like, Spirit is beautiful. Okay, a little sneak peek, a little extra for your ending. Great fortune comes. It says balance is achieved. Thoughts. I feel like you're still going to be second guessing. Like, again, that high roller thing may be a thing. Maybe it's the opposite way. Maybe you're the one that does have money and you've been expending so much of your money and people have been leeching off of you. That might be very well what's actually happening if I look at it again. And you've been giving and giving and giving of yourself and not really being reciprocated in the way, and you've just been showing strength because, again, it's still the same energy of like, these are your friends. These are people that you would want to give to anyway, but it's not fully who you are because it's only one facet of you, and that's the only version that they're taking is your money or your assets or your resources. So once you come into this, you might be thinking, is this great fortune? Are these people going to come back into my life sneaky as fuck? Trying to get some shit. Oh, fuck. Trying to get some shit? Yeah, thief. Look at that. That's exactly what you're thinking about. I'm going to think about these people in my past. You guys think you're going to try and come back at me with this all over again because of my generous, open spirit. You know? No. You're not doing that again. You're going to be thinking real hard about these slick effers. You will. Like, that's that balance, right? That's why they said low maintenance with friends. Put some people in storage right now. You don't need that energy in your life. Because you're stepping towards this beautiful, abundant, happy, connected energy, of like-minded souls and minds. I love that. Keep that positivity. Find that gratitude in everything. Be mindful of those people who are around you who are, again, those leeches. Okay, my beautiful second pile, succulent second pile. I hope that was helpful. I hope that gave you some confidence, some reassurance, some clarity on how and what to move forward in and what to release. I'm sending all of my love, my beautiful budding flowers. Until next time, keep watering your lives. This is Lotus. Ciao. Welcome my third succulent pile. This is your reading on your current challenges and future outcomes. We're going to do a 7-card spread. I'll lay out the cards first and then I will explain each position. Okay, so in your first position, you have your personal challenges right now with an extra guidance card. You have in your second relationship challenges right now, what's holding you back with an extra guidance card. What motivates you, where you'll get support, what decision do you need to make based on the possible future outcome. All right, let's get into your reading. So the Self-Forgiveness Oracle, the Masculine and Feminine Edition, is going to give us the main bulk of what they're going to be talking about, the thing that you sort of need to release and forgive yourself for to move forward. It says, I forgive myself for resisting and attempting to redirect my life's natural unfolding. I choose to believe that life eternally guides me towards my deepest desires on an expansive timeline that supports the realization of my highest potential. I think your biggest challenge right now is you're resisting the flow of life right now. You're resisting the flow of your life right now, the current circumstances happening in your world or in the world, period. It's freaking craziness, we know. But they want you to forgive yourself for trying to hold on to what universe and spirit is asking you to let go of, technically. And trust that spirit will guide you towards what's the best timeline for you that supports your highest potential. So have that courage, release that resistance, and find that flow and sit in that boat and ride that wave. Yeah, man, that star, exactly. Follow that star. You're resisting the flow of you. You're resisting your soul's calling. It's not like you're not hearing or you're not listening. You're resisting. There's a difference. Yeah, like there's this outpouring of energy from your spirit that's asking you to pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. I'm telling you, just flow with me. I got you. I got you. And you're like, but, no, just stay with me. Beautiful. Okay. Relationship challenges right now. 4 of Cups. Boredom, feeling disappointed. Lonely. Unsatisfied. And that's with any type of relationships. And that might be what some of the resistance, where some of the resistance is sitting in your life. And because of that resistance, it's making you feel bored, lonely, isolated, uninspired, unmotivated. Don't use that as an excuse to not listen. Find this quiet time and flip its perspective into a 4 of Swords energy, which is that meditative, contemplative state. Instead of feeling or dwelling in the emotional feelings of possible lack. Follow your star. Follow that energy. It wants you to pay attention to it. Lift your head. Eyes open. Heart open. Okay. What's holding you back? I forgive myself for taking on another's emotional reactions as my own. I choose to believe that allowing others to take ownership of their own emotional experiences empowers them to heed the loving message present within that emotion. And what's holding you back? You're taking on people's emotions and then trying to solve the problems for them almost. You know, again, resisting your own natural flow, which is making you feel depleted, possibly. Who's got you? That's what I heard. That's how you're feeling. Who's got me? So I'm taking on everybody's emotions so that they don't have to deal with it. Where does that leave me? Sitting in this pool of heaviness. When your soul's like, can we just get on this boat and just go? Oh man, that's funny. So believe that others have the power to take ownership of their own emotional experiences. Let that empower them. Hard or easy lessons, allow them to go through them. You do not have to fix everybody. You're not anybody's, you don't need to be anybody's savior but your own. Ace of Swords, that's right. Clear communication, clear thoughts, knowing when to slice and release and disconnect from other people's energies, being clear about your own personal boundaries, knowing what's yours and what's theirs, emotionally speaking. Doesn't mean that you can't listen and support and give advice. It just means you leave that where it is. You do not take anything home with you. Be your own judge. Like I said, you are your own savior. Follow your own rules about your boundaries. Okay, we're going into what motivates you. Ace of Coins, new beginnings, tangible new starts, practical new beginnings, possibilities, everybody being able to support each other and oneself, financially and materialistically supported, abundant, grounded, level. That's what motivates you. People that take ownership and autonomy of their lives. And exciting new beginnings is what you like. Maybe that's what some of the emphasis needs to be on. Allow yourself to sit in this flow, to get in that boat, to receive what's wanting to bring in some motivation for this boredom, right? You need to allow yourself to move and push past that. For you to find clarity on where your boundaries begin and end. Knowing that it's not your responsibility to take on other people's emotions. You need to allow them to deal with their own emotions. For you to be able to follow your own flow. New beginnings, new starts, new opportunities. Where will you get support? 7 of Coins. In the diligence, in the working hard, in the seeds that have already been planted, in the knowledge already acquired, in the patience of your actions. And it'll be very grounded and practical and well-rooted support too. Because you would now be allowing yourself to follow your own flow. That's why they're asking you to step back in this, to step in this boat, is because the seeds have already been planted for you to do what you need. For you to get where you want to get to, for you to receive the abundance that you are seeking in whatever way that is in your life. It's about these clear boundaries. What decisions do you need to do based on the future outcome? Perfectionism. Interesting. Perfectionism. Permission to make mistakes is so freeing. It's the root of creativity and change. Allow me, divine, to make as many mistakes as I need. Free me from the prison of perfectionism. And that's this, resisting and attempting to redirect my life's natural unfolding. Trying to make that control, that perfectionism of this, I don't want this person to be in pain, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen. You're trying to micromanage your life when Spirit is there to help you. You don't need to do it all on your own. Things are not meant to be perfect. Allow yourself to find that flow, to not be everybody's savior. Save yourself. Trust yourself. The perfection is in the self already. You don't need to strive for it. How you may view these particular actions may feel like mistakes to you. They're a beautiful unfolding of your creativity, of allowing yourself to see the boundaries that you need to put up and or release. The acknowledgement of the work already put in. Spirit has seen it. You are always guided towards your highest potential. Get out of this boredom, out of this fear of, it feels like a fear that, it's like a mother complex in a sense, where you've had to take care of so many things in so many different areas of different people's lives that you don't know how to release some of that responsibility that you feel that's technically not your responsibility. Release that version of that perfectionism in self and with others. Let others be messy. Let them make their mistakes. Let them fall. You are there to be a guiding light and a friend, but not a doer for their life. They need to do their life. And the 9 of Swords. So you need to get out of your head with this stuff. This is exactly right, this perfectionism mentality. That's the decision that needs to be made. To get out of your head with these thoughts of perfection. To allow yourself to fully embrace the natural unfolding of your life. To allow the Spirit and universe to present you with this new opportunity of abundance and fulfillment. For clarity of thought and mind. For emotional fulfillment. Release this ideas of perfectionism, my loves. Okay. The possible outcome. 4 of Swords. Didn't I talk about that with that 4 of Cups? 4 of Swords, that rest, that meditation, that reflection, understanding, and indecisive. That's why they're asking you to chill. Yeah, because you have to get out of your head, right, for this perfectionism to release, and that's not an easy task to do, especially if you've been living that particular role for such a long time. Rest, rejuvenate, recoup, meditate, find the solutions. Try to let go of this confusion within this illusionary responsibility. There are many reasons why we lack courage to make the hard decisions. During this limbo period, we are stuck with a sense of fear. a sense of incompleteness. During this indecisive time, we doubt ourselves, we lose our self-confidence, and look to others for guidance. It's okay to look to others for assistance, but ensure the decision you make is based on your own agenda and needs. Exactly. You first. Let them do their own thing. Let them make their mistakes. Let them be. Trust your own intuition during these times. Sometimes we just need to find that quiet space to listen to ourselves. At Four of Swords, the answers will always come. You are feeling trapped and backed into a corner with no idea what to do. You do not trust your own intuition and are handing your controls to others whom you feel are more qualified to make the decision. Stop now. This indecisiveness could be echoing in particular to this here, taking on other people's emotions and reactions as my own. They're not more qualified than you for something, for you to feel what you feel. In other words, you're just stalling for time with your indecisiveness. You know what you have to do, but you are scared to take the steps to rectify the problem. Take control and do what needs to be done and get back to your life. Yes, get back to your life. Initially, there will be discontent from others involved, but quickly afterwards, the positive results you envision begin to occur. You will kick yourself for stalling for so long. After all, it wasn't that bad anyway. Rest. Find that clarity, though. You have to come to that decision on your own. No matter what's been said to you here now, unless you have that feeling deep inside and you trust that inner guidance, you will be playing with this conversation in your head for a while, but it doesn't feel like you want to stay there, right? So allow yourself to loosen this indecisiveness in the meditation. That's the key to releasing that tension by finding stillness and peace within. Okay. Then we have change. Yep, that's exactly what needs to happen. Change of perspective, change of circumstance, maybe change of friends, change of the way you deal with people. Yeah, the ending. That change needs to end something, and that ending is family room, which is talking about things close to you. Conversations, also, it talks about intimate conversations, private conversations too, maybe gossip, in other words. And also coming back to this resisting, right? You're trying to resist this change that ultimately spirit ancestors have that they want to do for you. You're resisting it in a sense. So this is the reason why your possible outcome right now is this indecisiveness, and why they're asking you to step into this meditation, to sit in these thoughts and really reflect on, why am I feeling unmotivated and bored, or not heard or seen? Why am I taking on all these people's emotions or things to do? Why am I feeling like I might not be good enough? Why am I reaching for this type of perfectionism? All of these thoughts that are percolating in your brain. Release them. Choose to believe that life eternally guides you towards your deepest desires on an expansive timeline. It supports the realization of your highest potential. It supports it. And your highest potential is asking you to release this version, this perspective, this perfectionism, this taking on of emotions, this resistance to yourself. Allow the change to happen. Follow your star. Ride the wave. Continue to flow with universe. Stop resisting. This is a reason why you feel indecisive and in your head. Merge. Merge with me, they said. Merge. That's beautiful, though. That outcome, they're here to support you. That's the bottom line. They're here supporting your highest timeline. They are here to help you with this transition and change. They are here to help you get out of this boredom and stagnation and melancholy and lethargy. Here to help you cut those cords, break those barriers, make that clarification. Here to help you with this new abundant new beginning as you've done the work and have been doing the work. Release the sense of perfectionism. What you're doing is wonderful. What you're creating is beautiful. What you have to offer is brilliant. Trust us. Let go. Allow this change to happen. Release the indecision. Oh, I hope that was helpful in my third succulent pile. I hope that's giving you some guidance, some insight, some things to think about, some things to meditate on, a perspective to narrow in so that you can start to dissect what it is that might be the root of this feeling or this action or these actions. Sending you all of my love. Again, keep watering your lives, my beautiful budding flowers. Until next time, this is Lotus the Sage. Ciao.